Today, PMB CMC Group will be discussing virtual worlds for education. As the concept of online community continues to emerge and develop, so did an online learning arose from this concept, thus virtual world for education. Virtual world is a computer-based simulated environment intended for its users to inhabit and interact via avatars. Virtual world concept involves from social networks such as Facebook, online games such as World of Warcraft. These visual worlds can be used for communication, business, education, and social networking. Current application of education in visual worlds include Second Life, which is a virtual canvas for creativity. Second Life uses avatars in virtual world education, which are highly interactive. And we have Edism, which is a classroom interactive whiteboard. It is a modified version of open source Cobalt project. We also have WillowStar 3D, which is a full-time online homeschooling program. It also serves the K-12 distance market. And lastly, we have Active Worlds, which is a low-cost way to explore new paradigms in social learning. The beauty of it is that it re-engages students in learning and retention by involving them in a medium that they highly are familiar with and totally enjoy. We have advantages that are associated with using visual world in education. Firstly, it provides learners with an opportunity to explore the virtual world and increase students' engagement. The use of avatars provides learners with some of the anonymity, enabling them to feel more comfortable in speaking up, thus increasing participation levels. It also encourages collaboration and can be accessible 24 hours of every day. Furthermore, virtual world encourages creativity by allowing students to apply skills and knowledge to model solutions. Lastly, discussions that are had within it can also be saved for later review by students and the instructor, and also provide a larger community within which students can learn from others. There are, however, challenges that are faced by using virtual worlds for education. Firstly, students and instructors have to invest time upfront creating avatars and learning how to navigate and communicate in virtual world. And in virtual world, there is a requirement for more than just a basic computer. That is, there is a requirement of special software limiting a ready use of the virtual world. The environment is not protected, thus there is a high possibility of harassment, humiliation, victimization, and other possible destruction. There is also a lack of environmental control unless situated in a private area. There are further technical limitations to virtual worlds, like internet access may be slow or not accessible at all in certain areas at certain times, and misunderstandings might occur during the limited communication process that does not involve body language, thus having negative effect on learning. And planning and meeting is a problem in synchronous environment. And lastly, in a group of students, not everybody talking can be heard at the same time. Thus, it is difficult to distinguish who is speaking and also difficult to find a reasonable quiet place for discussion. The last section of this discussion is guidelines that must be followed for successful and or effective use of virtual worlds for education. Firstly, social interaction amongst participants must be. This is the need to be social exchanges by individual students, which helps build trust and respect among students. Thus, the socializing is part of the glue that holds the education virtual world together. Secondly, the framework of virtual world for education must be of cooperative learning. These students must be engaged, committed, and involved, and students must have high sense of ownership and belonging in the visual world. Lastly, a clear set of visual world education goals and protocols must be followed. Prospect of course must be stated to ensure students enrolling in the virtual world education know what is expected of them, and there should be guidelines to promote constructive interaction within the virtual world education environment. This brings us to the end of our discussion. For further reading, you may refer to the references stated below. Thank you.